Hey guys, alright, so give you a little information about the recording. So regarding the MYENIGMA stuff, I'm making coffee again. We're gonna go from the last one that I posted, which is one of my very favorite group of songs, which I still have probably another 20 songs that I recorded by myself that are like that last one that I just uploaded. I have a bunch of stuff, but those are my favorite takes though, that I did, and I compiled into that album, and I made some copies of that. But one thing I did is I had bands doing those songs, so at that time it would have been about 1997, and a friend Ryan, who Ryan also played in Machine, he played drums, and then a friend Sean played bass. And I have video on VHS of us playing some of those songs too. That's right. I don't have a way to transfer VHS. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, I have a couple things I have to transfer. Anyway, so when I recorded those specific songs, there's like probably three songs on that last group that I called Walk-In. I wanted to try to literally write the heaviest songs ever written. I mean, that's what was in my mind. I wanted to, and I just did it, and of course I don't, in my mind that's what, gotta go back to my, I would have been like 27, whatever, when I recorded those, probably 26, 27. But that's it. I had this recording set up, and I knew how to get a heavy sound off that recording setup. I had not a Marshall, it was a Sun Beta Lead head. I had two Jackson 212 cabinets, and then I was in a basement in a house, so I could be loud. I had a pretty decent drum set, and I didn't use, like, when it comes to compressors and all that stuff. See, that's the big bonus to those reel-to-reels. That was the Fostex. If you look up Fostex, God, I can't speak. It's still pretty early. Give me a break. Fostex. There's various 1/4-inch 8-track reel-to-reel tape machines. Okay, they've gotten kind of expensive. I think the price of them went up, but those things, you don't have to use anything on them. So those recordings, man, I would put a little bit of effects sometimes on the drums. Like I'd have like one quadriverb, that I would go like, so I could only run, God, I don't remember how I did it. Most everything did not have any effects. It just literally was like, you hook the tape machine up to a small mixing board, hook the microphones in, you get the levels, make sure it's not pegging, all the way in the red. You want it like bouncing into the red. Use pretty decent mics, SM57, 58s. Mic pretty close. I learned this from Jack Endino, from recording with him. You get as hot of a signal as you can, and you get it into the red, but not so it's not pegging. So it's constantly banging into the red, and you'll get really hot signals. And then, man, you'll have some killer signals, and you just do it. you know, and oh yeah, well, I'm recording by myself, so this is how you do that. That last recording, Walk In, I recorded the drums first. Now this is crazy, but this is how I did it. All of those songs I recorded in my mind. I remembered the riffs, played the drum part first. I know that sounds completely nuts. The other My Enigma, I used a click track, and I would find the speed. I would record the riff, and the click track would be on one track. Record the riff until I got happy with it, and then I would do the drum track. So that's the difference. Why I like doing the drum track first is I'm not stifled by, you know, following anything, which works really well. The only thing is that sometimes you kind of fuck up here and there, and the song may change, you know, because it's not that hard. It sounds hard, but if you have a recording set up and you play the drums and you play guitar, try it. I can give you a lot of pointers here. Basically, you play the riff, so don't make it too complicated. Just come up with like 3 riffs, you know. Like a lot of my songs are, you know, first riff, second riff, first riff, second riff, third riff, and back to the first riff, or, you know, 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. You know, I have a middle part a lot, whatever. So you play the riffs together as much as you can so they get in your head, and then just get behind the drums and just try it. Go like, okay, I'm gonna try this. You know, say like, you know, you get it going in your head, and you can play along to it. I know it sounds crazy, you know, but it's not that hard. It's hard to do very long, that's for sure. You know, I had to leave myself notes sometimes, but I did it, and it's a freedom with the drums. So you don't, like I was saying, you don't have to play it. You know, you don't have a set tempo or anything you have to play to. But it works, and then once you have the drum track down, then it's just like, you know, you record a guitar track, kind of see what you got. You know, if parts go longer, then you got to kind of decide, well, do I want to keep it because I played that riff longer, or do I want to, you know? So it, you know, it kind of creates its own thing, and then you just roll with it, and you just keep recording riffs over it, you know? And I like doing that a lot. It was more fun. My tracks were, I mean, of course, when it comes to the 2 recordings, the walk-in recording or the other My Enigma that I did, I love the My Enigma songs. I like those recordings that I did in 2006 or whatever, but, you know, the electronic drums don't do it justice, and I was in an apartment. So those recordings I couldn't play loud, you know. I just had to play a certain volume and turn the mic up, you know. And with a electronic kit, I mean, your neighbors can't hear you, you know, if you're playing it. So that's the difference, yeah. So I've had bands playing those songs 3 times. Let's see. So, or 4 times, really. I mean, okay, so there was a band with Ryan and Sean I called My Enigma. And then, so I moved to Seattle, and then, so about 2001, there's this band called Tarantulotta, and they backed me up and played those songs. So they added their band, and then they backed me up. And we played some shows in Seattle, played a few shows. And that was called MYENIGMA. And then I had a band for a little while called the Ohms. And that would have been 2005-ish, 6-ish. And that was with this guy Kevin and a couple other different drummers. And that was, it was turned out to be kind of drunken mayhem. And then Sleeper Cell, you know, there's probably 3 or 4 MYENIGMA songs that were brought back, and then wrote a bunch of new ones, and we were a band for 10 years. And then, you know, I'm just kind of debating on what to do now. So, never stops. I'm still like coming up with, I have songs, you know, but to record them, I want to record them fucking well. I want to record them, and they're going to be heavy as shit, you know. There's a few Sleeper Cell songs that wrote with the band that we never really got to record, so I might just record them myself, and there's a couple of them are really kick-ass songs. Anyway, alright, well, there you go. Now I gotta talk about all the acoustic stuff. Okay, bye.